Here we have the DiveAlert PLUS V2 with standard air couplings. First I'm going to remove the horn housing. It's a bayonet fitting, so I can rotate this 1/8 of a turn and I can pull the horn housing off. Then I can take a small slotted screwdriver and I can carefully just wedge these locking arms up just a little bit, as such, and that releases the arms from the chamber housing. So now I've got the 3 major parts: horn housing, coupler housing, and chamber housing. And we also have the spring. Now inside the chamber housing, of course, we have the chamber, and you can hear that piston moving in there. Now if that piston is not moving, this might be cause for you to access that chamber and to clean it out. To access the chamber housing and get into the chamber, we need to unscrew this back cap. Give it a couple of turns, pull out this cap, it's got a couple holes in it, and see the back side of the chamber. This is the impact diaphragm. Push it out like such. There's that impact diaphragm. There's the piston. I'll pull this flapper assembly off. If this is stuck, you'll need to push it out with a screwdriver. The impact diaphragm, the chamber, the piston, the flapper assembly. Now if the flapper assembly comes apart, you may not have to take it apart, but if it comes apart, you can see it's made up of 4 components. This part's almost invisible, so don't lose it. We call this a flapper, and we call this a flapper assembly here. We got the impact diaphragm 1, piston 2, chamber 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 parts, 8 parts, counting the cap. Alright, to reassemble this, there's a pointy end to the piston. That needs to face on this side. So drop that into place, flip it upside down, and let's reassemble this part. Take that almost invisible little flapper valve, drop it into this hole here, drops right in. Try to key it so you put it together correctly with pegs and holes. We've got 3 pegs and 3 holes to put this into. And you know which holes to put it into because they don't go all the way through. I don't know if you can see that there's some light through here, but that should be the telltale. So what you want to do is line up these 3 pegs with the 3 holes that don't go through, like such. You know you've done it right if you can see all the way through. Do the exact same thing with this back cap here. Make sure you line that up. You can still see all the way through the 4 holes. Okay, and then line up those pegs again on the chamber. And now you can see all the way through this hole to the back side. Okay, flip it up like this, drop that impact diaphragm on top. Take your chamber housing, that's the side you want the impact diaphragm on. Line it up, push it all the way down. Push that on in. Screw the cap back on like that. Snug it up with your tool. You got that assembled. All right, now to reassemble these 3 major component parts in the spring, grab your chamber housing, drop the spring right into place like that. Okay. You can see this, the characteristic of this shape here, which matches the coupler housing. So line it up like this, give it a little squeeze, snaps right in, as easy as that. Grab the horn housing. Like we said earlier, it's got a bayonet lock. Line it up so it slides on in, and then give it a turn, and you've reassembled your DiveAlert PLUS V2 with standard air couplings.